Hey, staying kingdom-minded friends and family, thank you so much for joining me here on another video on our channel. So my name is Amanda, my husband's name is Christopher, and we are a Christian YouTube channel. So wanted to let you know the things that we do on our videos. We do family, faith, fun, and more. We have incorporated lifestyle, diet, and many other things. Today on the channel, we are going to be discussing 5 TTC tips after miscarriage and blighted ovum. So I have previously made a video on this topic already, and I'm going to link that in the card above as well as in the description box below. So we're going to jump right into these tips. I hope that this video finds you well. If you have not had an opportunity to already, please click that big red subscribe button below and join our online family and our online ministry. We are so happy to have you on our channel. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, so I'm going to be glancing down at the notebook in front of me to go over my notes. Want to make sure that I'm giving you guys new tips. I made sure and cross-reference them with the previous tips, and I just want to be able to set you guys up for success. So if you are at a place in your life where you are longing to hold that little baby of your own, if you have children already, or if you don't have any children yet at all, and you're praying and you're seeking God, and you're month after month after month patiently awaiting the arrival of a positive, of a 2 lines on the test, if that is where you are, then this is the video for you. If you are struggling with infertility, which is a very difficult thing, especially as a Christian, you're serving God, you're putting Him first, you're trying to do everything you possibly can, and still month after month, no baby. It can be very discouraging. I have been where you are, and when I say I understand, it's because I really do. And just before I give you the tips, I want to let you know that in the other video that I made, it really was able to reach people. It was able to encourage them, and I've had people reach out to me for prayer, and I am praying for each and every one of you. And I do believe that God places us where He does for a reason, and you did not happen upon this video by chance. You are here for a purpose, and I truly do feel that that is a kingdom purpose. So if you need prayer, if you want private prayer, if you want to message me outside of the video, I understand if you don't feel confident to leave your comments and prayer requests in the comment section below. You can do that, and I would strongly suggest that you do that, because the other viewers that are in the same situation as you are coming upon the video, and they are able to offer up additional prayers for you. That is my goal for this channel, is that we build a community of believers, a community, a family, an online family in this online ministry, that we're able to minister to one another. It's not just all about me. As a matter of fact, it's nothing to do with me. It's nothing to do with this channel or any other Christian-based channel on YouTube, but moreover, it is about God. We are the body, the hands and feet of Christ, and we need to be able to build one another up despite our differences. So I'm going to get on to the tips, and stay tuned to the very end, because I have something that I want to share with you. Okay, so tip number 1 when trying to conceive after a miscarriage or blighted ovum is go see your doctor. Go see your doctor. If you are procrastinating and putting it off and thinking, well, I'll just give it another couple months, I'll just give it another couple of months, or that makes me weak, or that makes, it feel inside as if I'm not giving it to God and I'm not allowing it to be His perfect timing and His perfect way. God has placed doctors and medical professionals in our lives for a reason. If you are trying month after month and you are not getting any results, I strongly encourage you, do not wait until tomorrow. Make the phone call, schedule an appointment with your healthcare provider, go in, let them know what it is you're trying to do, how long you have been trying, and discuss your concerns with them, because they will be able to aid you in what is the next step in getting the end result, which is you holding that blessing in your arms. So go see your doctor as soon as possible. There may be medications that they can prescribe to increase your fertility. They may do some blood work and find that you have a deficiency. They may check your thyroid. Thyroid issues do cause infertility. you may find out that you have PCOS, and if that is the case, that is a very difficult thing to have to endure. I know plenty of women who have PCOS and they're not ovulating, which then obviously makes it very difficult to get pregnant. So go in and talk to your doctor, get that necessary blood work drawn, get the results to those tests. The answers may not be anything that you want to hear, but you need to hear them. You need to know if there's a medical condition causing you to not be able to conceive. And if so, what are your options? Don't be afraid to find out the truth. Don't be afraid to seek out medical professionals' help, because that is why they are there. So call and make an appointment today. I was doing some research in preparation for this video, and one of the websites suggested if you are under the age of 35 years old and you're trying to conceive, if you have been actively trying, so month after month for 12 consecutive months, and you have yet to conceive, that is a very appropriate time for you to reach out to your healthcare provider. If you are 35 years old and above and you have been actively trying to conceive for 6 months or more, that is a very appropriate time for you to make an appointment with your OB or your healthcare provider. So what I would suggest to you is, if you're coming up on those benchmarks or you have exceeded them, go ahead and call and make an appointment. It's not going to hurt anything. If you make the appointment now and say it takes a month or two to get into your particular doctor, and then you end up conceiving and you get that blessing from God and that miracle, and you don't need to keep that appointment, and or you can use that appointment as your initial pregnancy appointment. So that would be an amazing blessing as well. So it could just be actually more of a step in faith by calling and making that appointment. You're either going in to find out what is the situation, why am I not pregnant, or you're using it as a step towards the faithful end, which is, this is my first OB appointment instead of trying to conceive appointment. So really, that's a win-win. So seek out assistance from your doctor. Tip number two, I'm throwing in more over for a psychological, emotional, kind of taking every thought into captivity. So I need for you to understand that you are not in control. And I know a lot of videos are like, take control of your destiny, only you control your future. Ultimately, God is in control of what is happening in your life. It may not be exactly what you want to be happening in your life. You want to be doing bump dates on your social media. You want to be counting down the days till you're holding your baby. You want to see a positive pregnancy test. You want those things. But ultimately, God is in control of what is happening in your life, good, bad, or indifferent. So allow yourself in your own mind, tell yourself that you are not the one ultimately that is in control. You have to take control of your thoughts in your mind. You have to tell yourself repeatedly through scripture, through prayer and fasting. You have to remind yourself, I'm not going to allow this to consume me, because there is a God in heaven who loves me, and the plans that he has for me are of good, Jeremiah 29:11 teaches us, and I'm going to dwell on things that are good. So dwell on the things that are positive and uplifting and pure and true and right and noble, the gifts of the Spirit, the fruit of the Spirit. Dwell on those things. Don't allow TTC to consume you. If you're happening upon this video, it's because it's something that is near and dear to your heart. It is a time frame in your life of which you're longing to have a family, expand your family, add a baby. I totally understand that. And it's okay to think about the things that are important to you. Very, very much okay. And I'm not trying to downplay the way that you feel. I'm not trying to make you feel bad for allowing those thoughts to overcome you at times. You are a human being and God understands that. I'm just encouraging you to cast your cares upon him in step number 2. And tip number 2 for trying to conceive after a miscarriage or a blighted ovum. Work through the grief of the miscarriage. Work through it one day at a time, 1 minute at a time, whatever you have to do to get through. That's what I'm going to encourage you to seek out godly counsel. Get a counselor, see a therapist, talk to your husband, your best friend, whatever you need to do. I talked about that tip in the previous video, but don't allow it to consume you, and know that God is on the throne and there is no thing that is impossible with God. Make sure that you remember that. write down Bible scriptures on postcards, carry them on index cards in your pocket on a piece of paper. Whenever you start to feel overwhelming sadness or depression, or you're distraught over the situation, pull it out and remind yourself that God loves you and He cares about what you care about, and this too shall pass. Eventually, this will be a part of your testimony. You then will be able to uplift others who are walking down the same exact path as you are walking on today. And had you not experienced this type of sorrow, this longing, this possibly hurt, depression, sadness, had you not walked this path, friend, you would not be able to encourage someone else when they are walking this path. So I encourage you to embrace this part of your life's journey. Embrace it, own it, allow God to minister to you, seek out godly counsel. Tip number 3, evaluate your modifiable lifestyle factors. So there are some things that you're not going to be able to change. If you have PCOS, that's something you struggle with, it's a medical condition, you may not be able to change that on your own. If you have, a blood clotting disorder, that may be something that you're not going to be able to change, but there are modifiable lifestyle factors that you can control. And I encourage you to seek out, do an internal review and evaluate the things that are occurring in your life and ask yourself, is there anything modifiable that I can change? And if so, I encourage you, start today. Do not put off till tomorrow what you can take care of today. So if you smoke cigarettes, if you drink alcohol, if you have a weight problem, either too heavy or not heavy enough, because it's not just overweight, it's underweight that affects fertility as well. If you do tons and tons of strenuous exercise, if you are struggling with an eating disorder, all of these are modifiable lifestyle factors. So I encourage you to do an internal review. Just do a little self-mini assessment and figure out, is there things that are occurring in my life that possibly I can start making some slow changes? The world wasn't built in a day. I tell my children that. You might be able to do some slow changes each day towards making yourself healthier so that you can conceive, and carry a healthy baby long term. So that is tip number 3. Tip number 4 is, if you're still struggling with that miscarriage, if you're still emotionally distraught and you are just having a lot of stress and depression and tearful and you just can't move past that, seek out support groups. There are support groups on Facebook. There are support groups on the various different social media platforms. I know of one called Blighted Ovum support group on Facebook. You can seek that out, and it really helps to be able to talk to people who have been where you are, get tips from them on how they made it through. How did they change their perspective? What did they do to cope with their situation, to grasp the reality of it, and then to be able to move on? So seek out support groups. And then I also would encourage you, as tip number 5, there's a huge, huge need for you to have faith, for you to pray to God frequently, for you to fast. The Bible talks about these certain things only go out by prayer and fasting. You're going to have to give up something to get something. And I don't know exactly how else to explain that to you, except for to tell you that no, it's not about acts. We're not saved by acts. We're saved by God's grace. But you have to be willing to sacrifice time, push away the plate, and fast and seek God. When Hannah went to the temple to pray, the priest overheard her. He thought that she was drunk because it was first thing in the morning, and she was sobbing and she was distraught and she was so upset because she was seeking God, because year after year after year her husband and Penina went to the city and she had children, but Hannah did not. And she sought after God, and in this moment she's pouring her heart and soul out to God. This is what we need to do. We need to get to that broken, destitute place where we are willing to seek God. We are willing to push away the plate on the behalf of being able to conceive our child. That's what we have to do. Praying always, Not my will, but thy will be done. And friends, sometimes, the case is that you may not bear a child of your own. You may not be able to add on to your family, but I want to encourage you that the plans that he has for you are good and not evil. I want to encourage you to don't give up hope. I want to encourage you to keep seeking God and his will, praying and fasting, reading Bible scriptures, meditating on the word of God, allowing yourself to have good godly counsel, allowing yourself to clean up from the inside out, seeking God at all times, Matthew 6:33, and above all else, remember that he is on the throne and he is in control. I hope these 5 TTC tips have encouraged you. I hope that this video finds you well. I pray that you will seek out godly counsel today. I pray you've been encouraged. Please comment in the comment section below if you have watched this video through in its entirety, and let me know that you have. Let me know if any of the tips that I've shared in today's video have encouraged you. Be blessed today, friends. Comment below or email me at stayingkingdominded@gmail.com, and I am more than willing to counsel you the best of my ability. I'm not a licensed counselor. I'm more than willing and very interested in praying and seeking God on your behalf, and I'm looking forward to the testimonies I read in the comment section below of the pregnancies that God has blessed you with and the children that he has given you as a result of these tips and as a result of your sacrifice in prayer, fasting. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't had a chance to already, please hit that big red subscribe button below. Join us on our online ministry and our online family. Thank you so much for watching this video. And until the next time, friends, no matter where you are in this journey of trying to conceive, no matter where you are in your life's journey, don't forget to stay kingdom minded.